Pops here with Bourbon Banter, checking out a new product in the market called Balls of Steel. Balls of Steel are drink chillers with a cause, and what that means basically is in the vein of whiskey stones or whiskey discs. They're meant to be put in your freezer and then put in your bourbon to bring the temperature down without diluting it like ice would do. The cause comes in the fact that 15% of your purchase of the product goes to fund testicular cancer research, which as a guy is something I can definitely get behind, and I applaud the guys over at Original Boss for creating a product that's tied into such a great cause. So a little bit of disclosure real quick. I'm not a big fan of drink chillers. I've tried whiskey stones, I've tried whiskey discs, and I've got a couple issues with them. First, I've never really found that they chill my whiskey. And for a product that's the main selling point, if it doesn't deliver on that, I really don't like them. Second of all, I never seem to have them ready to go when I'm wanting my glass of whiskey or bourbon chilled. And third, I drink more than one glass usually in a sitting, and that means I have to have multiple sets ready to go. And I'm just not that organized. It's taking me 20 takes just to shoot this video, so I'm not an organized type of guy. So I tend to just go with ice when I want a cool drink of bourbon, and that handles me just fine. However, if you're a fan of drink chillers, this is definitely something you're going to check out. First and foremost, when you get the package, it's a nice little display case, and the balls come rubber cemented into the base so they don't flip over. I opened this up yesterday to try them out, so they're going to move around, but when you take the box off, there's a little inset in the bottom here, and normally what's stored inside there is a couple quick little fun things. You get a little cause wristband here that says I've got balls of steel, so a little fun with that one. Glad it's not yellow for obvious reasons. It comes with a nice little velvet-like bag so you can store them when you put them in your freezer, obviously because you don't want your balls to get frostbite. Because that would not be good. And then lastly, you get a nice little set of tongs here, which will come into play in a moment. So the balls themselves are heavy duty. They're made of high grade stainless steel, which means that they're going to last for a long time. And most importantly, they're not going to pick up any odors or tastes from your freezer. So if you're suffering from funky freezer syndrome, you're going to be good to go. You're not going to have any weird taste added to your glass of bourbon. They're also very heavy duty, so you need to be careful. So when I tested these out yesterday, I took a glass, and I recommend that when you use these, you use a glass that's pretty substantial. No Glencairn glass, nothing that's thin-lipped or whatnot. You put them in there, and you hear they are substantial, so be careful with them. Put them in your glass, you pour in your favorite bourbon, and then you just go ahead and swirl them around. Like I said, I chilled these balls of steel for about 5 hours, and then I let them sit in a glass of bourbon for approximately 5 minutes. That's where these tongs come in next. The instructions are very clear. Don't drink with the balls in the glass. Unlike whiskey stones, which are square, these are balls, and these are going to fly out of your glass a lot easier when you tip it back. And because they're so heavy, they're going to hit you in the face, knock out a tooth, chip a tooth, something of that nature. So you take the tongs, and they're specially made to fit right over the balls, and they come out really easy. Now this is also a downside of the product in that you have to take them out. So you have to have this with you, or you have to be willing to get your hands wet and into the glass, and then you also have the problem of where you're going to store these. So even a flat surface, they can tend to roll around, so you need to be careful with them. Put them in a pocket. It's kind of an inconvenience if you ask me. On the upside though, this is the first chilling product I've ever tried that actually lowered the temperature of my glass of bourbon. I was actually quite surprised. Whiskey stones, whiskey discs, no matter how long I kept them in the freezer, I could never get the temperature down. So this quickly chilled down the glass, and that was great. But that then, leads to the second problem is, once you take the balls of steel out, the chilling element's out of the glass. And once you start drinking and you have your hand around the glass, it's going to warm back up to room temperature fairly quickly. So unless you're a speed drinker, a lot of that is going to be lost on you. So, bottom line is this. This is a well-crafted product. I really dig it. It's very industrial. It's a lot of fun. And I think a lot of people will just wind up holding them in their hands if they're using them instead of storing them anywhere after that. It funds a great cause. That alone, you should go out and buy some and just, put some money behind testicular cancer research because it's such a great cause. But if you're a fan of drink chillers like these, I think you're going to like these. Definitely give them a shot, and they may just become your new favorite chiller. And then, for those of you who don't care for them, or those of you who don't drink whiskey yourself and checking out this review, if you've got someone in your life who does like this type of stuff, buy them a set for Christmas. They're going to open it up. You're going to get a big smile on their face because you've just given them balls of steel, and they can brag about that. So there's a lot of fun with that. and they can try it. And even if they only use it once or twice, like I said, you're going to sleep well knowing it funded a great cause. So my thanks to the fellows over at Original Boss for sending over a review sample. I really appreciate it, and it's been a pleasure to check out the product and learn more about your cause. And I'm happy to say they also sent me a second set, which I haven't opened, which we're going to give away to a Bourbon and Banter reader. So there's some instructions below the video on how you can enter to win those, so you can have your own balls of steel and check it out. So I encourage you to do that. And if you win or you buy a set, I'd love for you to come back in the comments and let us know what you think of the product. But until then, whether you choose to drink your bourbon with some balls of steel, with whiskey discs, drink it neat or with ice, keep on doing what you're doing. I appreciate you guys hanging around and checking out Bourbon and Banter on a daily basis. I really appreciate it. Until next time, cheers.